Now I want to clear up something very important about the win-loss ratio statistic in trading. Now it's commonly used, you'll see it on YouTube, videos saying I've got an 80% win ratio on this strategy. You might do a bit of back testing and find out an idea it's got a 75% win ratio. But I can tell you, if you only use that in your trading, you're doomed to failure. It's missing a crucial element, another crucial statistic. But if you put the two together, it can take your trading to the next level. It can be used in so many effective ways, and not many people really put that combination together or even think about how you can use that combination. Now in this video I'm going to go through the background to the win-loss ratio, show you its weaknesses, and then show you how you can combine it with this other performance metric that, like I said, will take your trading to the next level. So with that, let's dig in. So the win-loss ratio, having a 90% win ratio makes you sound like a trading god. The bee's knees, you can never lose. Whereas on the flip side, a 30% win ratio makes you sound like you should just plain, give up trading. But how wrong could you be? Now, what do these two numbers mean? Well, 90% win ratio means you win 9 out of 10 trades you take, and 30% win ratio means you win 3 out of 10 of those trades that you take. So which one are you taking? Well, you can guess where I am leaning to at the moment. Well, most new inexperienced traders are going to certainly, first of all, take that 90% win ratio, but that could be very wrong. What about this scenario that we're going to just quickly go through now? What if the 90% win ratio, so for every one you win you make 100, and for every one you lose you return minus 1,000? And what about the 30% win ratio? For every one you win you make 500, and for every one you lose you return minus 100. What are the numbers going to look like, those statistics? Which one is better? What do you reckon? Well, which one are you going to take? Let's just do the maths in our head. 90%, 30%, which one's it going to be? Well, I'm going for the 30% every time, because the 90% win ratio, you're going to actually end up losing net $100 there, and for the 30% you're actually going to walk away with plus $800. So it's showing you that a low win ratio can actually make you a lot more money than the high win ratio. So don't be misled. So that's the takeaway. So what are you missing? Why is this important? So you're missing one crucial statistic, one number that can make or break your trading. It's all based around that previous example of the win percentage, but it's taking a different angle, and that is the risk to return results, data, statistic, ratio, however you like to call it. Now, if you want to be a successful trader and know what your trading edge, you're going to have to combine both that win-loss ratio and the risk-reward ratio together. There's no ifs and buts. It's as simple as that. If you want to know the edge to any strategy idea you might have, you need to know these numbers. It's very, very important for performance analysis in your trading. Now, risk-reward, simple equation. Average of how much you win per trade divided by how much you lose per trade. It's as simple as that. So, for example, average win $175, average loss $85. The two divided into each other is 2.06 to 1. So that means for every $100 you lose, you'd make $206. It's as simple as that. And then we've got to start thinking about how we combine it in with the win-loss ratio. Now, example, a 40% win ratio and a 2-to-1 risk reward is good. Now I'll let you do the maths on it. You can do some simple examples. 75% win ratio and a 0.3-to-1 risk reward is bad. You're going to lose overall despite that high win ratio. So the key takeaway, know your performance and trading statistics. It makes a massive difference to the end result in your trading. I used or had accountants, risk managers, senior management watching me all the time, providing this information when I was doing this professionally. You don't. You've got to watch these statistics all the time and just go through those examples, work out the numbers in your head so you can see why that is, such a problem. Now, we would use this sort of information to find our edge, and edge is expectancy, which is probability of a win times the average win minus the probability of loss times the average loss. Now, going back to that example, putting in some numbers, that 75% win ratio, $30 trade minus the 25% times the 100 on the win side equals minus 2.5. That is bad. You've got no edge. On the flip side, the 40% win ratio, $200 per trade on each win. You lose 60% and you lose 100 for each of those trades, and you're going to come up with a score of 20, a positive score, which is good. It means you have an edge. So a positive number there means you have an edge, and obviously the bigger number, the more successful the edge is. You can turn that into a percentage, a ratio, whatever you want, a hard number like that. Create your own metrics around it, but that is a very simple way of finding out whether you have an edge or not in your trading. Now, this can be taken even further. If you're into gaming theory, then you might have heard of this before, Kelly criterion. It's going to tell you how much you can risk on a trade, strategy, idea that you have based on those two statistical inputs. Now, it's got a formula to it. It's actually not that difficult if you just spend the time working your way through it. The Kelly percentage is W minus 1 minus W divided by R. R equals the average win-loss ratio and W equals the historical win percentage. So you can see we've got the numbers there to plug in. It's a very simple, straightforward formula, really, and from that we can learn a lot about our trading. And so this idea worked very well in gaming as well, and games like blackjack, and I can tell you I use this in my trading and it works very nicely for me. Now, example, we've got a 60-40 win-loss ratio, average risk return 1.5% gain to 1% loss. We plug those numbers into the formula and we get a positive 33.3%. So that means, for example, you could use 33% of your portfolio on that strategy because it is that good. Now, there's a lot more to the Kelly criterion than just that simple number. A lot of people will take maybe divide that 33 by a certain amount to come up with a fixed amount. It's not that straightforward. There's more to it, and I've done a video on it, how to scale up winning strategies, that I'll put a link to at the end of this video. Definitely worth watching if you're ever wondering, you've got a home run strategy and you want to make it bigger. How much do you risk on that trade then? Something like the Kelly's criterion is a very good statistical method of scaling up your trades, and because we've got that data, the win-loss ratio and the risk-return data, we can then do that. And it can also help with individual trade management. Is it worth taking the trade? Does it fit into my statistics, expectations around trading? Getting in and out of the trade while you're in there watching it, because these statistics, it takes away the psychology. It creates discipline to your trading. It helps with that take profit and stop loss. And let's just also take a look at a quick hypothetical example where you can start to use technical analysis to come up with these statistics and data as well. We've got a hypothetical stock called XYZ. We've used maybe Fibonacci or pivots or just trend analysis, whatever it is, to come up with a risk reward around the trade. And that idea might only provide 0.67 to 1 in this example. Do you take the trade? Well, if you know your percentage of win trades to loss trades, then maybe, if you're winning 90%, maybe 0.67 to 1 is okay and acceptable. If you're only winning 40%, it's not. You've got to find the trade that's going to make that money. So just an example there of how it can fit into the bigger picture of your trading. So don't just use the win-loss ratio on its own, because it's a useful guide, but it's not really going to help you that much, and it will end you like I say, in the misery and loss. So combine it with the risk reward and you've got a fantastic, like I say, data analytical tool to really seriously aid your trading. So hopefully now you can clearly see the issues with just using the win-loss ratio on its own, and now you can see just by adding in the risk reward statistic measure, you can create a really powerful statistical analytical tool which can really seriously aid your trading. And you can use it for so many things, like we saw in your trade and risk management, how to scale up trades. And I said I would put a link to the Kelly Criterion video at the end of this one, and here it is.